Hey everyone, you're in the right spot. This is the webinar. You're going to love it. We'll be talking about not paying the sticker price for college. Now, many of you just logged in. Hi everybody, I'm Kelly O'Connor. This is the College Money Academy webinar. I'm going to show you how to make virtually any college affordable. I mean, wouldn't that be great? We'll be starting in just about 6 minutes, so stay with me as we allow for others to log in. Now, for those of you who did just jump on, hello, you are in the right place. This is the webinar. I promise you, you're going to love it. We're going to be talking about the cost of attendance and how you need to ignore that price. It's not what you're going to pay. So many of you did just log in. Hello, I'm Kelly O'Connor. This is the College Money Academy webinar. I'm going to show you today. We're going to spend maybe the next hour show you how to make virtually any college affordable. I mean, how awesome would it be to not have to worry about the price? Pretty awesome, right? So I want to show you how to do that. We'll be starting in, gosh, about 5 minutes. So if you would just stay with me as we allow for others to check in here. So curious if any of you have ever told your kiddo that he or she cannot consider a particular school because it was too expensive. If that's true, if you've ever done that, if you've ever looked at the sticker price of a school, then this webinar is perfect for you. You are definitely in the right location. All right, this is the webinar. You're going to love it. We'll be talking about not paying that listed sticker price, referred to as the cost of attendance. Now, many just logged in. Hello everybody, I'm Kelly O'Connor. This is the College Money Academy webinar, and I am going to show you how to make virtually any college affordable. Wouldn't it be incredible to know that you already have enough money saved? I mean, that would be pretty fantastic, would it not? We're going to be starting here in just about 4 minutes, so please stay with me as we allow for others to log in and get set up. So, hello everybody. For those who've just logged in, you're in the right spot, man. You're where you need to be. This is the webinar. You're going to love it, I promise. We'll be going live here with the presentation. Well, I'm live now, but we'll be digging into the presentation in just about 3 minutes or so. So we're going to be talking about the sticker price of college and how you can absolutely throw that price out, ignore it. So many of you have just logged in. I'm Kelly O'Connor. This is the College Money Academy webinar. We're going to discuss how to make virtually any college affordable. I think you would agree that if that were in fact true, that would be pretty awesome. Well, it is, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to be starting here in, gosh, probably just about 2 minutes, so please stay with me as we allow for others to log in. How awesome would it be to not have to worry about the price? Pretty awesome, right? I mean, wouldn't it be incredible to know that you already have enough money saved? I'm sure you've looked at how much money the financial world tells you need to have saved up in order to pay for college. What if you had enough? What if you didn't have to sacrifice your retirement? What if you could send your kiddo to college with the savings you've already accumulated? Would that be awesome? Well, I want to show you how that is potentially very possible for you. So for those who've just logged in, hello, you're in the right location. This is the webinar you're going to love today in our conversation. We will be talking about how the cost of attendance, the sticker price, which is referred to here, how the cost of attendance is something you can just throw out. So many of you have just logged in. Hello, I'm Kelly O'Connor. This is the College Money Academy webinar. Today we will be discussing how to make virtually any college affordable. I'm sure you would agree, if that were in fact true, that that would really help you. Well, we're going to dig in, so get your coffee, get your water, whatever you need to do. We're going to be starting here in just about a minute. All right, so stay with me as we allow for others to log in. This is totally one of my favorite topics to cover. To me, it's kind of like sticking it to the man a little bit, right? There's so many forces at play that make this cost of college just so incredibly expensive, and I'm very excited you're here. So again, for those who just logged in, I'm Kelly O'Connor. You're in the right location. This is the College Money Academy webinar, and today we are going to be talking about how to reduce the cost of college for virtually any college. And how great would it be to know that you have enough money saved up, or that you don't have to tell your kid they can't apply to a particular school because it's too expensive. Again, this is truly one of my favorite topics to cover because I believe college is inflated as a cost, and I believe families deserve the opportunity, moms and dads deserve the opportunity to learn how to reduce the cost in order to give their kids the brightest future possible. So this is the last hello. It's time. We're going to go ahead and get rolling. What I'm going to show you today is how to get 86% off the cost of college without applying for scholarships or grants, just like me. I accomplished this. Wouldn't that be awesome to get the same results? This 86% certainly was great for me, of course, but by the end of this webinar, you'll know exactly how to do that. And if so, then and only then, this webinar will have been a success. So please judge me based upon this statement right here. I have 4 kids of my own and 2 stepsons. I have no choice but to apply these strategies I'm going to show you. All of this started because of them. And obviously, that's why you're here as well, because of your kiddos, right? You'll love them. Now, my goal, if you stay until the end of this webinar, I'm going to do something really, really cool, something really valuable. I'm going to offer to all of you, but I know only a few of you will get it. Something that others pay a few $1,000s for privately. Now, if you have your cell phone or tablet out, please set them aside. This webinar only works if you pay attention. You registered for this. I absolutely appreciate your time, and I promise to deliver. Is that fair? So I'm Kelly O'Connor, and this is why I actually know what I'm talking about. I'm the founder of College Money Academy, the only online academy for parents. I am a repeat presenter at over 25 schools in Colorado alone. I've met with school district presidents and charter school organizations. I've met with Senate candidates. I've done joint work with the heads of enrollment and heads of endowment of a large private Division I university. I've taught over 1,000 families how to drastically reduce the cost of college. The average family that is, for those that have told me how much they saved, I've kept track, is $15,981 per year using my strategies. And for myself, when it came time to do this myself with my firstborn kiddo, I reduced the cost of a Division I university by 86% with my own daughter. There really isn't anybody in the market better than me at this, and I can back that up. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Okay? Now, I have done a lot of things right, but I have also done a lot of things wrong in this arena. And after doing this for 7 years, this is what I've figured out. When the government changed the rules in 1992 in order to become the primary lender of college loans, college prices began to skyrocket. That's the pivot point. Isn't that annoying? The government gets involved to offer money for everybody, and because of it, prices accelerate upwards. They've lent out over $1.3 trillion in just the last 12 years alone. Does that make you mad? It certainly does me. However, even with higher prices that are inflated due to the government's involvement, the cost of attendance listed by any school is no different than a garage sale sticker price. This one is probably new for you, but if it's true, and it is, isn't that awesome to know? Because what's a garage sale sticker price but anything but negotiable? Meaning parents actually have the ability to strategically negotiate the price down with any college, just like a garage sale or a used car dealer. You can't walk into a car dealership with no data. The more data, the more ammo you have when it comes to negotiation, true? Well, college is no different. We want their financial information so that we can negotiate better. And this can be accomplished even with average students just like my daughter. Now, I discovered this the hard way, but you get to cheat. You get the easy way. You see, I discovered this through trial and error. Right? From working with clients for years and tweaking the approach, from having no success sometimes, which resulted in a family paying full price, and some families sending their kiddo to a substandard school due to the sticker price that they couldn't afford. You name it. I've experienced it. But you get to cheat and get the easy way. You get all of my research and efforts with thousands of families during the trial and error period. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Wouldn't that help you to have access to all of those experiences and tweaks? So let's look at it this way. This has probably been your experience so far, as it was mine. What I was looking to do was I had to help my kiddo decide where to apply based solely upon the cost of attendance listed by the schools, right? That's the hard way. Because let's face it, all of them are friggin' expensive. Then crossing my fingers and hoping my child gets some form of financial aid award. It's worse if you think you won't get any because you make too much money. That's a myth, by the way. Don't believe that for a moment. And then figuring out how in the world I'm going to pay this bill, right? That is so ginormous. And then I have 5 more kids behind her. And of course, if it doesn't go well and the cost forces me to tell my kid that they have to attend a substandard university when they've worked so hard, that's the hard way. Do you guys want the easy way that does not require you to apply for scholarships or grants? Nor does it require you to sacrifice your retirement or go into a ton of debt? Or have your child move in with you after college because they have too many student loans hanging over their heads? Could you imagine still being able to maintain your assets and get your kiddo to college? I mean, heck, all of your kiddos? Wouldn't that be incredible? Well, let me share the results with my daughter. My daughter is attending a $27,000 per year school. Her first year I paid $3,800. That's an 86% discount. And she's an average student who never played a varsity sport. I'm going to get her through all 4 years and pay less than the school lists as their per year cost. Do you see how much of a burden that would release from you like it did me? Wouldn't that be awesome to get those results? Wouldn't it be great to know you already have enough saved? Well, let me show you how, man. I'm excited for this, truly. I hope you are too, because it's all totally possible. This past enrollment cycle, I had 4 families reach out to me personally over just a 14-day period of time. And the total amount saved per year for these families combined was $73,600. Times 4, that's $294,400 that these families don't have to save, borrow, or spend to get their kiddos to school. If we look at that per family per year, that's $18,400 per family, and they didn't have to apply for scholarships or grants. Would you like those results? Now look, results are going to vary, right? I will walk you through steps and actions that you can take to set yourself up for the best possible results. However, the average person who attends my webinar or who attends any public place where I'm speaking will get 0 results because the average person does not take action. This is mostly due to their inaction. I'm happy to show you exactly what's worked for me and so many other families for free, but this is not a magic pill or something that does everything for you. I told you that I was going to show you how to get 86% off the cost of college without applying for scholarships or grants, just like what I did, and I wanted you to hold my feet to the fire on that. That's the whole purpose of this webinar. Now, to do this, I need to share with you my 3 big secrets. Number 1, the cost of attendance is not what it will cost you, so ignore it. It is nothing more than a sticker price. It's an inflated price due to government loans being available. Number 2, virtually every school will give you a lowball financial aid offer first to see if you take it. Most parents make the mistake of accepting the first offer. Colleges are no different than your classic car dealership. I'm confident you attempt to negotiate when buying a car. And remember, no financial aid offer is the lowest lowball of them all. That happened to me. I'll explain that in a moment. Number 3, you can appeal the financial aid award in order to negotiate, reevaluate, and ultimately receive more money from the school as a secondary offer. And you must remember, college is a business, and they want customers. Now, college as a business is a concept most parents don't consider. This is typically the eye-opening piece to this puzzle whenever I speak about this publicly. Are you ever blown away and amazed that the car dealer tries to negotiate and haggle a price with you? Of course not, because you expect it. colleges are no different. You see, students are their customers. Education is the product. Empty seats means no money. Now, there's something very unique to colleges. Grateful customers donate money in return as a thank you. Now, think about that for a moment. I've had several meetings at Starbucks. I've walked in there before, sat down at a table, ordered nothing, and left. I've gotten up, gotten a free cup of water from them, sat there for several hours and got some work done and left. There have been plenty of times where I've received value from their location and they've gotten nothing from me. Would I ever consider walking into a Starbucks and give them a $5,000 donation as a thank you? As a customer, thank you. I want you to keep bringing coffee to the people. You see, that doesn't happen except for college. So here's an example. Very recently, one donor, one alumnus, donated $250 million to the University of Maryland in order to help them go after the students that they want to buy. Isn't that interesting? College is a business. We have to remember that. So let's dig into number one. The cost of attendance is not what it'll cost you, so ignore it. You should never judge a school based upon their cost of attendance. I mean, isn't it really the final net price that's the biggest concern? I'll show you what to judge them off of, but never by their sticker price. How many of you have told your kid that they can't apply to a particular school because it's too expensive? Wouldn't it be great to keep every school in the mix? Now, every school's cost of attendance is negotiable, like a garage sale item. Did you know that was true? If you went garage sale hopping looking for one particular item and you didn't want to spend more than $100 and you found exactly what you were hoping to find, but the seller had a sticker price of $250, would you just walk away? Would you throw up your hands and go, oh, well, it's more than I want to pay? Of course you wouldn't. You'd haggle. You'd see if you can get them down to your $100, maybe even less. It's such a huge mistake to believe that the price for a college is any different. Whether you're loaded with cash or you're financially hurting. Walk down any floor of a dorm and every student is paying something different. If this secret weren't true, then they'd all be paying the same price. How awesome is that? Did you know that? Do you believe that having this simple information could lead to a discount that maybe you weren't considering? Well, good, because you should. Let me show you a story of one school, a private Division I university. Now, you'll see here on the left that this school has a cost of attendance of almost $58,000. Now, every school records and averages all of their financial aid offers from their last enrollment cycle. This school shows that on average, students who received merit aid received almost $15,000 in free money per year. So for those of you who make a lot of money and are told not to bother applying for aid, with this one school, that's a $15,000 per year mistake. This represents a 25.8% discount off their sticker price on average. Let's look at the same school for those who have financial need. You'll notice that this same private Division I school on average offered $27,121 per year to those who had financial need. That's crazy. This alone is a 46.8% discount off of their cost of attendance. If you were to put these together, meaning if you were a family that had financial need and your student qualified for merit aid, then on average this school hands out $42,000 of available gift aid on average. That's free money from the school. How many scholarships and grants did you have to apply for? None. Combined, if you knew how to get this money, you'd be looking at a discount of almost 73% off. A $57,000 private institution for about 15 grand. Remember, it's a business, and if they want your student, they will use their money to buy them. Now, what I wanted to show you was what the College Board says instead of just one particular school. You see, College Board generates a report every year that includes the actual costs on average incurred by families. So this particular one is for private colleges. You're going to notice this is the average net price for a full-time undergrad at a private four-year institution. Look at the first top highlight there. The average in 2016-2017 was $45,370. right? The average cost of attendance just over 45 grand. But the average family paid only $26,000. So because this is the average, it means that some paid more, which even includes those who paid full price, and some paid less. Now, I'm sure you'd prefer to be the one who paid less than the average, but still, the national average for private institutions is a 42.5% discount. Now let's go a little further and look at what they say about public institutions. So again, this is the College Board. You can go to trends.collegeboard.org and you can pull up these reports. So this is your public institutions. On average, had a cost of attendance of just over 20, and on average, the family net, paid as a net just over 14. So the public institution had almost a 30% discount off the sticker price. Folks, what's so important to understand is that the cost of attendance is not what it will cost you. So ignore it. Throw it out. You just have to know how to get the money better than other people. Make sense? Do you believe that having this simple information could lead to a discount that maybe you weren't considering before? It's kind of empowering, isn't it? Well, let's look at number 2. Virtually every school will give you a lowball financial aid offer first to see if you take it. And unfortunately, most families do, and this is a huge mistake. Have you ever been swindled? You bought something and you realized you ended up paying way too much for it? Think of it this way. If you had to buy your child a brand new car every year for 4 years and do it for each kid, would you arm yourself with the information required to get a deal and ensure you weren't swindled? I'm confident you said yes. This is no different. It's incredibly rare that a school, a business, makes their very best offer first. Truly, those kinds of offers are left to those incredibly exceptional students, and the schools are trying really hard to grab them initially. So for the majority of you, for the majority of the students, the very first financial aid offer is a low ball offer. But let's take a look at why they do this. Why do they typically lowball you? Let's look at the second one first. They want to see if you'll accept all the government loans. Because if you do, then the school collects the full sticker price. And as the government, are people doing that? Is the government offering that? You bet they are. The government swoops in to quote-unquote rescue. They've lent out $1.3 trillion in the last 12 years alone. So if the school lowballs you and they wait to see if you take all these loans, they get full price, the government gets a new customer. Now let's look at if this is actually the experience of people just like you. Here's Randall. He's a client of ours. He had triplets. He's been freaking out about college since the ultrasound, right? 2 of his kids applied to the same school. One of his children was brilliant and got a full ride right away, right? A couple schools said, we want you really, really bad. So like one kid got a full ride. The other 2 applied to a different university than their first, but they each applied to the same school. Both of them got no financial aid offer. What about me? Now here's what's really frustrating about me is my daughter applied to my alma mater. They knew that she was a legacy. They've been targeting her all through high school. They knew she was the daughter of an alum. And what did they do? They offered nothing. Now, the school that we ended up choosing eventually, I want to get into that here shortly, my daughter was packaged really well, man. She was focused on a particular career path as well, and lo and behold, no offer given. Now, what about a student of ours, Elizabeth? I don't have a picture of her. When I worked with her, she was underage, so certainly didn't take a picture of her. She got a 29 on the ACT, 3.7 GPA, financially successful family. You'll see that in a moment. No offer. Now, what about those who do get an offer initially, like Jacob? Same thing, 31 on the ACT, 3.89 GPA, an engineering focus, and he initially received a $10,060 a year offer, almost 40 grand, almost a free year to send him to their school. Would you love that? If you got a $10,000 offer out of the gate, would you go, congratulations, Jacob? That's awesome. Well, let's see what happened. So secret number 3. This is so powerful. You as the parents, you as the student can appeal the financial aid award and ultimately receive more money from the school. Did you know that? Are you seeing how this works? What would it mean to you to be armed with this information that allowed you to discover if the school lowballed you or not, and you then knew what to do about it? I know what it would mean. It would mean thousands of dollars staying in your pocket. Is this making sense? So let's dig into secret number 3. We must know the average aid offer given for each school in order to know how our offer compares. You see, if you know what they've done on average in the past, then you know if they lowballed you or not. Let's look at that previous example. So if we know this information, then what do we do with it? Well, there's a second component we have to know. We must know how our child compares academically to the other freshmen. See, we need to know what kind of customer we are to this school. So let's look at this school. We know that their average incoming score on the ACT was a 27. You see, we want to uncover this. All schools provide this information. So let's tie this in together. If we receive an offer, a financial aid offer, that's below the school's average, and we know this, and our kid is above average or average for this school academically, and we know this information too, then what does that mean? That means they lowballed us. We're an above average kid. We got a below average offer. So what do? Well, we appeal. We send a letter asking for a reconsideration of aid. This quickly identifies which schools want our kiddo. And if they want our kid, then they will offer more money because we didn't accept their first offer. Does this make sense? Is this the first time you've looked at it this way? Am I the first one to tell you this stuff? Let's look at the families that we just touched on a moment ago, right, who received no offers, including myself. But let's first start with Randall. Again, Randall had triplets. He had done the research on the schools. He knew that by receiving no offer was an incredibly low offer, the lowest of the low. So what did he do? He appealed. What did he get? He got $15,000 per kid. That school wanted them, and they offered $15,000 per child, $30,000 a year, that he doesn't have to save, borrow, or spend. That's $120,000 over 4 years. Guess what? He has enough money. He and his wife have been freaking out. First kid, full ride. The other two, $30,000 off. They go to bed before their kids even officially move into school, and they have enough money for the next 4 years to do it. Can you imagine how rad that would feel? How great that would be? I mean, isn't that incredible? Did you know this was a strategy available to you? Can you see why I love teaching this to families? Let's look at Jacob. Here was his very first offer. This is actually a copy of the real thing. I blocked out the school because each school is unique for each student, so it's irrelevant. So I asked you before if you'd be excited about receiving a $10,000 offer per year as a first offer. Well, this family was not, because they knew Jacob was above average for this university, and they knew that that offer was far below the average offer that was given by the university. So they lowballed him. So what did they do? They appealed, right? Here's what happened. Here's what showed up in the mail for him. The school countered with an offer of $21,970, an additional $11,910 per year, almost $48,000 over the course of 4 years. Unbelievable. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, isn't that awesome? What would that do for you? Can you see how this could benefit you? You see how powerful it is to have this information on a school and to know where your kid sits? I hope so, because it's exactly how I got a $27,000 school for only $3,800. I think this stuff is so cool. I trust you to too. Now, what about Elizabeth? If you check this out, her family was originally told that they should not apply for financial aid because they made too much money. You'll notice that number in the middle, their EFC, their expected family contribution, was just under $71,000 per year. That's what the government determined they could afford to pay every year for Elizabeth's education. Ridiculous. This school had a cost of attendance of $40,000 per year, so it appeared they could afford this school almost twice over each year. But they applied for aid, and of course, as you know, they initially received no offer. They knew Elizabeth was above average for this university, so what did? They appealed. The school responded with a $12,000 per year gift aid award, 48 grand over 4 years, simply because they knew how to navigate this part of the negotiation. I love it. Now, thank God I discovered this, because this whole college experiment thing almost failed for me. Let me show you what I call the old model. It's definitely the hard way. I have 4 kids of my own. So during that time, before I had 2 stepkids, I started to dig in knowing I was facing a huge storm off in the future of trying to get 4 kids through college. Now I have 2 additional ones. And I was thinking back then that if they weren't exceptional, then they'd have to choose a school that was just inexpensive, right? So I was looking at inexpensive schools. Can you relate to this? Does that sound familiar to you? This could then impact the quality of their education that they worked very hard to achieve in high school, and that's a bummer. And this potentially would put me in a position to have to refinance my house in hopes to have enough money for all of them. I mean, even banks today market on the radio to refinance your home and pay for college. Really? I got to go back into debt and take parent debts or parent student loan debts as well with the government? No, thank you. So I was trying to save, but certainly I wasn't keeping up. Man, when you look at 4 kids and then to add 2 more, it was almost impossible when you look at the monthly amount they were telling me I had to put aside, and also then the rate of return I needed to accomplish. Can you relate to this conversation? So what did I do? I studied student and parent loan debt options. I mean, does any of this sound familiar? This is the old model. This is the hard way, for sure. So thank goodness this experiment changed for me, and this is the new model. First, I ignored the price. I learned that if I applied to schools that were aggressive in buying students and students like my kid, then I could ignore the price, because this would give me options. And that if I had an understanding of how the averages worked, I could then effectively evaluate those offers and understand if they lowballed me or not. And then I could do something about it. I could actually take action. I could appeal and negotiate to get the price drastically lower to discover who wants my kid. So let's take a look at how this experiment worked out. When it was finally time for my daughter, I had already helped a bunch of families, but now it was my turn. So what we did with her, she applied to 7 schools. She got accepted to 6 and waitlisted with 1 of them. We identified the best of those 6, and we were waiting for the financial aid offers, and guess what? Not one came. That's the lowest of the lowballs. What were they doing? They were waiting to see if I accepted all these $25,000 Parent Plus loans. So of the 3 schools we were really targeting, we appealed all 3 of them. Now, the very first school didn't respond to the appeal. They didn't want her enough. We never heard anything back from them. Okay, I was a little disappointed, but all right. Number 2, what's funny about this one, actually, it's not funny at all. This was my alma mater. This was the school that I graduated from. They offered nothing the first time. We appealed it, and then they offered an additional $5,000 legacy grant. Well, why didn't they offer that the first time around? They knew that she was the daughter of an alumni, so why did they not do that? Well, they're a business. They wanted to see if they could hold their money close to their chest. We appealed. They offered $5,000 for an alumnus grant. Isn't that great? Now, the third one, and this is the school that we chose, offered an additional $23,100 per year in grant work study and other aid. The 23 grand. The final result, a $26,898 Division I public university, I got for $37.98. So, these 3 secrets are the foundation to reducing the cost by 86% without applying for scholarships or grants. Ignore the cost. It's just a sticker price. Understand that they're a business and virtually every school will lowball you first. And then also understand that you have the ability to appeal and negotiate. So know their averages, both the average aid offers and the average test scores. College is a business. We want to be armed and ready to go when it comes time. Now, I know it's kind of like drinking from a fire hose. There's a lot of information. So let me ask you this question. This stuff's pretty cool, right? I mean, you're feeling like there are some strategies you learned over this past, 30 minutes or 40 minutes or so. Well, what would it do for you to be able to send your kid to a school you thought was out of reach and not have to take on loans or sacrifice your retirement? That'd be awesome, right? I mean, are you getting this? Do you see kind of how this works? Do you feel that with the right information, you very well may be able to get the same result I did or Randall did or Jacob? I understand these feelings since I've lived them myself, but 30 or 40 minutes or an hour isn't that long. How would you like to work with me directly where I can actually help you implement what we just talked about? A lot of you want information, and I've got something that can help you. Now, I know it can be awkward. You're on this webinar, and I do have something to sell. If you guys are okay with that, I'd love to share it with you. So please stay on. If you're not, I just ask you to hang up, just discontinue watching, okay? Because what I'm going to lay out is what I have to offer you. Now, all of us have disposable income. Most of you guys get your paycheck each month, and a percentage of that goes towards movies, coffee, dinners, etc. I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all. What I'm trying to ask you to do is, instead of blowing some funds on something that's going to fade away and you'll lose it, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself, because the money you put into this is going to turn into more money via savings. All I'll be asking is that you direct some of your disposable money into our program that will create more money via savings for you, as opposed to something that only takes money away. Now, I had two choices when I was putting together this package. The first choice was I could make it really cheap and charge like 97 bucks, and we could sell it to thousands of people and everyone would have access to it. That was one option. There are a couple problems with that though. For one, I couldn't put in the time, the effort, the resources, and make myself available to really serve you. So instead of pricing it so I could sell it to thousands of parents, I decided I wanted to help you and give you more personal attention with a far more detailed academy. The second problem, if every household was implementing the same strategy, then these strategies wouldn't work. So what I decided to do was charge a lot more, because it justifies me spending the time and the effort to create a very detailed academy. And I'm guessing for most of you guys, you'd rather have the effort and the corresponding value than just some $97 lame tool that's probably ineffective because everyone else is doing it too. For those who do buy it, keep in mind, many people won't buy my program. Matter of fact, most will not because of the price, which is actually good for you because it makes your competition for school's money even smaller, meaning you'll pay even less for college than your neighbor. And for those who do buy, I do guarantee the value. I'll get to that in a moment. Pretty awesome, right? So what did I do? I created the only self-paced online academy, College Money Academy. And here's what you get when you enroll. Let's go into this in detail. You get an entire 7-video module on what you must know about financial aid and the cost of college. Now, when I refer to the cost of college here, I just talked how you throw it out. There's still going to be a cost to you. So you have to understand what this means to you, your asset structure, and the corresponding value of that going forward. But the basics of financial aid, this is a $250 value, and this sets you up to get through all the clutter and be armed and ready to go. Now let's look what's in this module. First, you have an overview of financial aid, understanding the primary terms and how they apply to you, and understanding the cost and what that will mean to you when all is said and done with in-state, out-of-state, and private, and what to expect potentially going forward in the future. And then the corresponding, for whatever it is that you end up spending, the corresponding opportunity cost and the retirement impact that will have. And of course, what if you have more than one kid? This module is loaded with information. And you get this entire module at 7 full videos. But you also get how to properly research colleges to make the best selection. This is a 4-video based module, and without a doubt has a $1,200 value to this. This information alone, if all you got were these 2 modules, the info that you need to be armed and dangerous from a financial aid standpoint, and then how to research schools, how to narrow the list, and how to make this selection, this right here is without a doubt worth $1,400 for sure. I know if you spent that, I give you 10 times the results for sure. But let's look inside this module. What do you get? Inside this module on college selection, I have a video on the best questions to ask at college fairs. The resources needed to begin compiling your list of possible universities. You've got to understand where you can find the information that you need for this, and how to properly narrow that list based upon your kiddo, and how to make the final cuts to ensure you're effectively targeting the right schools. Now this is where we really begin to arm you with information, and often where parents put their elbows on the table and really start to pay attention. I mean, can you imagine having the cost sheet of the car dealership when you were buying a car? Wouldn't it be great to be the one with the information? Well, we make sure that you are in this module. Okay? Isn't that awesome? Now, if all you got was this one piece alone, it would still be worth the investment. So what else do you need? Well, I think you need an entire package or an entire module on student packaging. So you get that as well. Not only do you get what you must know about financial aid and the cost of college, the 7 videos, a $250 value, and how to properly research colleges to make the best selection, 4 videos without a doubt worth $1,200, but you also get how to most effectively build the resume and package the student. This module is awesome. 12 full videos. $1,500 value is ridiculously low if all you got was this one component here. This is exactly how I took my academically average daughter and made her very worthy of receiving money right here. So if I charged you $2,900, could I sleep at night and know I'm providing you great value? Absolutely, but I'm not going to do that. But let's look at what this module has contained. Of course, when it comes to packaging our kid, we want the schools to pick them, right? We want them to want our child because that's when we can get money from them. So within this module, there's videos on academics, on AP classes, GPA, test scores, CLEP exams, and also on career planning, high school decisions, the impact on college choices when we've looked at career planning, right? Career planning can define high school choices. It can narrow the list of our college selection, and we can leverage and use this information. Plus, resume building. How do we effectively utilize community service and volunteer organizations, employment, sports, recommendation letters? Boy, there's some strategy there. And certainly high school clubs and leadership. How do we use and leverage that all to make our kiddo appear desirable, right? And then when it comes time for admission applications, there is a minimum and a maximum number of schools you need to apply to. What does it look like to go after the reach school, meaning the one you never thought you could get into? And then those that maybe you're an average or an above average kid. And of course, a strategy on how to maybe transfer in to even further lower the cost for you. And then of course, and I love this one, how to leverage the campus visit. This is far beyond just registering and going to the university. There's a particular strategy in a campus visit that without a doubt was a critical component to me getting $23,100 off the sticker price. I promise you. That is a fun little strategy on effective visiting. Now, who has this worked for? Well, single parents, married parents, blended families like myself, financially successful certainly. Don't believe you can't do anything in the financial aid world if you're successful. That is absolutely a myth. And those who have financial challenges, whether you have one kid or whether you have multiple kids, basically it comes down to those who are willing to learn. You see, what I want to do is save you time. If I can effectively save you time and condense all of this effort into a brief academy for you that will save you money, then I've accomplished my goal, right? So let's look at one family. If you were to go to collegemoneyacademy.com, you would see this video towards the bottom. This is one of them. And here's what Jeff had to say. This is a blended family couple. Jeff said, "You're not going to find anything else that's quite as succinct and provides a roadmap that you guys are providing to walk you through the entire process from start to finish." I mean, wouldn't that be great to feel like you had a roadmap with this process? This couple hadn't even sent their first kid off to college yet, but they feel so organized and ready. Do you want the same? How about Randall again, Mr. Triplets? The result we received was $15,000 per kid per year. That was for 2 of his kiddos, or $120,000 over the course of 4 years, which was just a tremendous sense of relief. It really changed our lives. Now I love that one. That one's awesome. If Randall was told months before that this would be the result, he'd probably say you're crazy. Does that make sense to you? Are you getting this? I mean, what would this mean to you if you saved 15 grand a year? Could you maybe visit your kid a few more times during the course of the school year? So what else do you need? How about exactly how to appeal and a module based upon that? So here's what you get. What you must know about financial aid and the cost of college, 7 videos, $250 value. How to properly research colleges to make the best selection, 4 videos. That one's extremely valuable. How to most effectively build the resume and package the student. Boy, that one is huge. And a 10 video module on how to make your appeal as strong as possible. $2,500, easy. If all you got was that one right there, if all I did was arm you with that secret number 3, how to appeal and negotiate, I guarantee you I would put you in a position to get more than $2,500 back. I would quadruple your results for you. Is this value of $5,400 doable? Absolutely it is. I know I would triple that if that was what I charged. I'm not going to charge that though. But let's dig into this module. Let's take a look at what's in this particular module, how to master the appeal, show you the money, right? So we first want to know if your kid is below average, is average, or is above average. So how do you find that information? What are the resources to do so? Because if he or she is above average, should they get an average offer? Of course not. So then videos on average aid offers, the ability to identify if it's a low ball, if it's average, or if it's a great offer, and the resources to find all of this information. And then prepare you for those aid offers, and therefore then when to appeal, to understand if it's low, is it fair, was it great, and exactly how to do it. So what else do you need? How about the actual appeal letters themselves? Now this is a bonus, and this is going to be to the first 100 people, right? My 2 appeal letters. Can I attach a $3,000 value to these letters? You bet I can. Because these letters alone were the reason I got a $5,000 legacy grant offer from my alma mater. All we did was appeal that. And they came back with a $5,000 value. That would have been 20 grand over the course of 4 years. Would I pay 3 grand to save 20? Of course. So I actually give you my appeal letters. There's 2 of them, one with special circumstances and one without special circumstances. All you do is fill in the blanks. So let's look if these letters worked. Randall, 30 grand a year. Me, 23,100. Elizabeth, 12,000 a year. Jacob, 11,910 of extra aid. So what are you going to get? What you must know about financial aid and the cost of college, how to properly research colleges to make the best selection, how to effectively build the resume and package the student, how to make your appeal as strong as possible, and 2 actual appeal letters for you to just plug in your information. I've already written them for you and I've used these for some time. There are 2. One that is a with special circumstance consideration, say a divorce, and one without. Now, I am not going to charge you $84.50 today. If I could, I would still be able to go to sleep and know that I'm providing you a great value. Because if all this did was give you the resources and the strategy to research financially aggressive schools for your child, would it be worth it? If all this did was teach you how to package your kid so that they stand out amongst their peers, would it be worth it? If all this did was teach you exactly how to appeal an aid offer and exactly what to say, would it be worth it? I don't know about you, but I'd trade $8,400 to get 43 grand back like Jacob's parents all day long, or in my case, $92,400, or 120 grand for Randall. All I do though is a one-time payment that you never have to pay again. Now I want to throw something in that's important to me. When approximately 62% of all divorces are due to financial strife, and college is a huge financial concern, and over 50% of marriages result in divorce, then odds are over half of you are in this arena. I was. It's hard. And there are huge mistakes that divorced parents make that end up costing them thousands of dollars more than was necessary. The good news, there are strategies unique to those who are divorced on how to navigate through this issue to ensure you actually reduce the cost for both of you. So I have a bonus. It's a module with special topics, and it focuses on divorce. $495 value is ridiculously low. when you understand how divorce can be tweaked to save a ton of money. This bonus is for everyone. Even if you're not divorced, you get this because I know for sure you have either friends or family or other loved ones who are, and I want you to be able to have this information to arm them. Now, I used this info that I put in this module in my personal case, and it saved me even more money than just my financial aid appeal did. Okay, so what do I mean? Well, when it comes to divorce, there are FAFSA and CSS Profile 8 application mistakes that people make. So there's strategy within this. And did you know that how custody can impact your school selection? Did you even think about that? That based upon your custody, it might determine which colleges you apply to or not? It's crazy. And then who to put on the aid application. This is a critical component that can save you tens of thousands of dollars per year. So what are you going to get? You're going to get what you have to know about financial aid, the cost of college, how to properly research colleges to make the best selection, how to most effectively build the resume and package the student, how to make your appeal as strong as possible to actual appeal letters, and special topics with a focus on divorce. Now, this is $89.45 of value, and I know this is of value. I know that I could charge this to people and I would still be able to provide a guarantee that I'm going to bring them value back. But I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure you can see why others are paying me thousands of dollars for private coaching. If you were to receive just one small offer of $5,000 per year like I did with my alma mater, would it make sense to pay me just $5,000 one time to create the additional 15 over the next 3 years? Of course, that's a 300% return. Gosh, excuse me. You can see that this is a good deal, but I am not going to charge you $5,000. I'm not going to charge you $2,300 because you are here, because you signed up for this webinar and you attended. I have a special deal for you. You can get started now for just $11.97, and you get the entire academy. You can click on the buttons that just popped up or go to this link here. Now, stay with me if this number is not doable, regardless of the value of what you're going to get, because I have removed all barriers. I've developed some other payment options, one as low as $49 a month in order to get you full access to the academy. So please stay with me as I get into that. Now, I like to say money replenishes. I mean, every single month you get a paycheck or two. The cool thing about money is it does replenish. Every pay period it comes back again over and over. Let me ask you a question. Does that happen with your time too? I mean, if you missed your daughter's soccer game, do you get that time back? I mean, of course not. Your time never comes back. So what I'm asking you to do is take an asset that replenishes itself and invest in yourself in order to save yourself a bunch of time. You can certainly go do what I did and take years of trial and error, interview and work with all kinds of families trying to figure this whole college thing out, or you can take advantage of why I created this program in the first place. I'm just trying to save you time. So I'm asking that you take some of your money, which you'll have back in 2 weeks anyway, and do that which is going to save you far more time and an exceedingly amount more money than what you spent. But I have more for you. I have another bonus, something my kid called kind of ninja cool. Certainly $1,000 value. And what that is another module that is my case study. It is the detailed case study of what I did with my daughter, the strategies I used on how to package her freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, how we utilize clubs and sports, even just JV sports, and her community service and her volunteer work, the college selection process that we went through, the financial aid analysis, and then even how I appealed one school twice. I detail the entire thing from start to finish. You get that entire module of my story and how I got 86% off of a $27,000 school. So now what you're going to get, well, a module on what you must know about financial aid and the cost of college, $250 value. A module on how to properly research colleges to make the best selection possible. That one's critical, $1,200. How to most effectively build the resume and package the student. That one is so important. And how to make your appeal as strong as possible. 10 entire videos. That one module, without a doubt, will yield more than the $2,500 of value to you. You get 2 actual appeal letters, special topics unique to me, like divorce, that impacts so many of us. Was just working with another couple here recently to strategize around the characteristics of that one single topic, and then a module on my personal case study in full detail. So the total value of this program certainly is just under 10 grand without a doubt. Now here's what the Academy looks like. I've got all the videos lined up from start to finish. You can pick any topic. You just simply go over to the side, hit start. This one's in the student prep module. This is the one on employment. You can watch this as many times as you want. You can click in the top right corner there to complete and continue. You'll notice we show the 16% complete off to the side. So as you complete your course, you'll see how far along you are. There's quizzes associated with this, and you can, from the left control panel, just skip around or continue to just follow in line. So if you were to experience the same results as described in this webinar, then this program would be worth so much more. But I am still not going to charge you the $9,900. But if all this did was ensure that your divorce wouldn't cause you a problem, would it be worth it? I can tell you it was in my case, and in quite a few other couples I've worked with. If all this did was lay out the details of how I packaged my average daughter to make her competitive and show you exactly how to do it, just like I did, would that be worth it? That one module alone? If all this did was teach you how I researched colleges, narrowed the list, and targeted a few strategically with appeals that worked, would it be worth it? I don't know about you, but I would trade $9,900 to get 86% off of a $27,000 school. I would do that all day long. But again, it's only $11.97. You can get started now by simply following the link or clicking those buttons below. And as a reminder, if that still is something that you just don't have the capability, but you want this program, I have some other options for you as low as $49 a month, and you can cancel any time. So please stay with me. But now you have two choices. One, you can end this webinar, you can go to bed tonight, go about your day tomorrow, then find yourself with lost time and unprepared for the college nightmare, and trust me, it's a nightmare. Or you can choose to invest and get started immediately. You can be working on packaging your student properly, researching schools correctly, narrowing your school selection properly, and setting yourself up for the best possible negotiation of cost. You registered for this webinar because you wanted the help. So let's get you the help and solve this problem for you. If it works, great. You'll be telling everybody you know. But if it doesn't, you get your money back. I want to make this as easy as possible, so I have a 100% money back guarantee to help you. A lot of people think money is evil. They look at it as a bad thing. Money's not evil. All money is a tool for exchange. What's cool about it is you spend money right now to get something bigger in return. It's just simply a tool for exchange. You use it now to ensure you get to keep a heck of a lot more in your pocket than what you spent for this course. And if not, I will give you your money back. If there's no value in this exchange for you, then I don't deserve to be paid. No questions asked. All you do is email us and let us know. My program is completely risk-free. I hope you can see that. I know there will be people who go through my program, receive all the value I've demonstrated, and still ask for their money back because they can take advantage of me that way. I can't stop those kind of people, but I do know that life will come back at them at some point in time. So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time and a little money to check this out? If it does even half of what I've claimed today on this webinar, it'll pay for itself 20 times over. Now, how did I come up with 20 times over? Is it just some statistic I made up? No, because you pay only once. This saves you money each year for 4 years. If it results in a simple $5,000 per year grant like the one school offered my daughter, well, that's 20 grand over 4 years, 20 times the value of this program. So what else do you need? How about direct access to me as a private coach within this whole program. This is my bonus number 4. I do get paid a lot of money for this. This without a doubt's a $2,000 value for sure. What you're going to get is the module of what you must know about financial aid and the cost of college, 7 videos in that, how to properly research colleges to make the best selection, 4 videos, how to most effectively build the resume and package the student, 12 videos, how to make your appeal as strong as possible, 2 actual appeal letters, special topics, primarily divorce, an entire module on my case study in full detail, and you get, oh, that's supposed to be 3, not 2. You get 3 one-hour strategy sessions with me personally. I need to get that corrected. Without a doubt, a value of $19.97. All of this program is valued for sure at $11,942. Now, I want to go through those options. We have options, so let me explain these in detail. If you can do the $11.97 today, you get full access to the entire academy, everything. You qualify for the 100% money back guarantee at any point. So if you don't get the results, you can tell us and we'll refund your money. If you don't like the program for whatever reason, if you think the value isn't there, we will refund your money. If you're willing to have some skin in the game and trust us, then the value has to be there in that exchange, or we'll give it to you back. You also get 3 one-on-one strategy sessions with me, and I'd recommend we do that as an introduction, and then I can help maybe with some college selection, and certainly you want to bring me on after you've received a few financial aid awards from the colleges you're hoping to target. All right, but you get 3 one-on-one strategy sessions with me, whether it be a webinar or phone calls, whatever. I want to personally guide you and coach you through this. And you also have email access to me at any point for quick questions. You don't have to save them up for our calls. If you just have a quick question, I'm happy to respond. All right, so there's definitely value in that. Now, I wanted to create another option that can open the door up for individuals that just maybe can't do that full amount still, even though the value of the program is there. So we have an opportunity for you to get full access to the academy for only $297 one time. Just a one-time payment, full access to the all the modules you see on the left side of the screen there. You do get a 60-day money-back guarantee, meaning if you dig in and you find no value in this, we will refund your $297. And then you get a strategy call with me. So during that 60 days, we want to get on the calendar, get on the phone, and have a phone call. Okay? So want to still bring me in to provide that value for you and still provide an opportunity to get your money back, but you will get full access to the academy. Now let's go through the third option of $49 a month. At $49 a month, you get full access to the academy. Everything on the left except the strategy sessions with me. You get complete access to the entire academy, and you can cancel anytime. Now, there is no guarantee. We're not going to guarantee the $49. Okay? So I want to remove every single barrier possible. I want to provide value for those who can grab it. I want to be in the middle for those who need the assistance and just can't quite do the entire amount, and I want to open up that door for everybody and anybody, because regardless of your situation, it's my belief that you deserve the opportunity to make this happen for you, so I hope you can appreciate that flexibility. So let me show you what to do next. You can go to collegemoneyacademy.com, or you can go to the College Money Academy enroll. If you go to the collegemoneyacademy.com, then what you're going to see is this page here. These videos load up. I will be swapping these videos out periodically, but that's Nicole, a single mom client of ours, and you got a blended family off to the right. You can re-register for the webinar. You can download our free ebook. Now, if you have enrolled, then on our homepage here, and really any of our marketing pages, you always have a member login in order to log in, easy access to the academy. You can click this button to enroll and enroll right now. You get immediate access, and if you do that, then this page will open up. And you will see those three options. The first one, the $11.97, having full access to me and 100% money back guarantee. And then the second option of $2.97, it is 100% money back guarantee, but only good for 60 days. And you do get an introductory phone call with me. And then the $49 per month plan. Now it says off to the right, 12 payments of, but you can cancel it at any time. Our payment system just requires to know if it's reoccurring or not. So look, guys, I know a lot of you hate how complicated this entire process is of sending your kids off to college. The workshops offered by your high school can be like drinking from a fire hose in of itself. I want you right now to say with me to say goodbye. Say goodbye to the selection process being confusing. Say goodbye to the stress about the listed cost of attendance. Say goodbye to the challenge of packaging your kid effectively. Say goodbye to feeling powerless when it comes to financial aid and the financial aid offers. This is gone forever. It can be so intimidating, and you can feel like you're in a courtroom and you're not represented, but not anymore. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that empowering? Now, other professionals charge like $2,500 per kid, and many of them don't know how to negotiate with the schools. They're just good at packaging your kid. But with this, you get unlimited access to all of it. But I want to make sure you understand, I'm nothing special. I'm not some master negotiator. My daughter wasn't some incredible student. Her ACT score was actually a point below what the average incoming freshman scored at her university, a point below the average. She never made a varsity sport. I'm not some filthy rich guy who got lucky because of special connections. I've spent almost 10 years of trial and error to discover these secrets that I'm just going to give you today for a small investment. If I can do it, I promise you can do it. You can spend countless hours trying to do it the hard way, but why would you do that? So look, I've presented hundreds of times to schools and to families. I will give you direct access to me personally. I want to help you. I hope you appreciate that. Don't you see how empowered and informed you'd be to have all of this information and then me to coach you as well personally? I want to save you time and money. Now, I'm sure prior to this webinar you were struggling with all of this college stuff because it's overwhelming. But later, after you invest in this program, these things are gone. You're the informed consumer that doesn't get taken advantage of like the others. That's what I hear the most whenever I speak about this topic publicly. I have parents tell me how empowered they feel. One of the couples even recorded a testimony about that very topic. You can watch it on that page I showed you. I'm confident that you want to be one of those empowered families. So look, this is it. The webinar's over. You can go sign up right now. Again, you can click the buttons below, or you can go to collegemoneyacademy.com/enroll. So right now you have two choices. You can sign up, get involved, and be empowered to handle this huge financial challenge, or you can come up with some excuse why you couldn't afford it, why you won't get money from a school because you make too much money, why your kid isn't talented enough to get anything, why you don't have enough time to dig in. Whatever your excuses are today, that's fine, but I've removed as many obstacles as possible in order to make this effective for you like it was for me and so many others. So look, with the option of $11.97, $2.97, or $49 a month, I know you fall into one of those categories. Now, when you go to the checkout, there is an option to do PayPal, and PayPal does have a no interest if paid in full within 6 months. You can choose to do that, and then if you don't find the value, you can get a refund, but keep in mind, PayPal credit is here to cover that whole $11.97. So this is it, man. We're all done. I do want to go through some common questions. I don't have the ability right now to do a live Q&A, but I do want to go over some common questions that we get from people who attend our course. So let me do that first. Number one, how long do I have to access the course? Well, how does lifetime access sound? After enrolling, you have unlimited access to this course for as long as you like across any and all devices you own. Number two, how does the guarantee work? Well, I feel I've gone through that. 100% money back guarantee. If you are unsatisfied with your purchase, you can contact us and we'll give you a full refund. We just ask that for those who pay the $11.97 or the $2.97, we just ask that you watch the Academy. I know the value's there, and I want to teach you. I know that if you follow it, if you learn it and follow it, you without a doubt will receive more. So all we ask is that you watch it, and we can monitor that. If you've watched every video and you say you want a refund, we'll refund your money. No questions asked. We know how powerful this information is, and we definitely want you to succeed. So what if this information becomes outdated by the time my next child needs it? Well, you're grandfathered into this training. We'll be updating the videos and content. Once you pay this, you're in. And when does the course start and finish? Well, the course starts right now, right? The moment you enroll, you create a login, you have immediate access, and it doesn't end. Whenever we add stuff, you're there. It is completely a self-paced online course. You decide when to start, you decide when to finish, you decide which video to start and pause, etc. And I get this one a lot. Can I apply these strategies to graduate school? And the answer is no. You can't. Nothing. Please do not sign up for this assuming there's information in my program for you in graduate school. I do not. There's nothing in there for you in regards to that. So I don't know if these strategies work. I've never dabbled in that arena at all, so I can't even pretend to claim that it does. So please do not buy this program under the assumption you're going to find post-undergrad assistance, okay? So normally I might do a live Q&A, but we're going to skip that today. But if you still have questions, that's fine. I understand that, but I do want to be able for you to lock your spot in now so that but if you have any questions, I want to address those. So here's what I ask. You can call our secure voicemail line at 720-739-7423 and leave a detailed message with your full name and address, your phone, your email, which option you're choosing, and I do ask for your credit card with an expiration. Do not worry, I am not going to charge you right now. I just want to make sure you're actually serious and you're not just calling to be a looky-loo. If you're serious, give me this info. I will not bill it. I promise you. You can find me all over social media and you will never see someone say I was out to bill a few people who left me messages. It's never happened once and it will never happen ever in the future. What we'll do is as soon as we get your information, either myself or my assistant will return your call and answer any questions. And if you're okay with everything, we will confirm and process your order only at that point. Does that sound fair? It happened. We got bombarded with all kinds of looky-loos, and it bogged us down, and it limited our ability to help those people who were very serious. So that's what I ask. If you don't leave that information, I don't know if we'll get back to you promptly, but if you do this part of it, I assure you, we understand you're serious and we will follow through. And if there is nothing to order with you, then that's it. You certainly will not see a charge from us. So that's it, folks. I really appreciate your diligence, your time. I thank you for staying the course. I'm confident you fall into one of those green buckets at the top there and that we can see you on the other side of this academy. Thank you very much.